Good morning, Facebook. What is going on, people? Good to see you guys. I'm going to start inviting some folks and, let them hop on here. And we'll have our fun little chat here today. Hopefully. How are you guys doing? Beautiful day outside, is it not? I had a lovely weekend and sat on a patio Sunday afternoon, enjoyed the beautiful weather and a cold brew, as they say. And anyway, had a good time doing that, hanging out. Be sure to say hello if you hop on. Hey, Ben, what's going on? Jeff, what is up? Jeff, two Jeffs. I got Jeff Howard and Jeff Martin. What is going on? It's a Jeff convention. How was everybody's weekend, man? I hope it was good. Melissa, what is going on, Melissa? How are you doing today? You know what? I actually have you pulled up. I want to give you a shout today if you're going to have some time. What's going on, Russell? Good to see you on. Linda, hey, what is going on, lady? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on, everybody. I'm going to be talking about something here today that is a big subject. I really get bothered by the phrase, that person is so lucky. Hey, Kathy, what's going on? Tybreeze, Kevin, Sean, thanks for hopping on, guys. There's a phrase out there that drives me crazy when people say, you're so lucky. And then, insert the following, right? Joe, you're so lucky you wrote a best-selling book. You're so, whatever. Take your pick, all right? So I wanted to talk about today 2 reasons why some people get everything they want. What is going on, Tybreeze? Thanks for saying hello. Saul, thanks for hopping on. Sean, there's some people out there that manage to get everything they want in life. And, I think we've seen it a lot even in media here where there's just a disdain for people who do well. The rich get hated on quite a bit sometimes, and it's interesting to me how the mentality people have. If we say we want to be where some of these people are as far as success goes in life, how much disdain we will express about those people. We're telling ourselves subconsciously that we really don't want to be that because we're complaining about it all the time. So I wanted to talk about just 2 things, look at that, and one on each side, 2. 2 things that are behaviors in people who get everything they want. And these are simple things. What is going on, Jeff? Thanks for saying hello, buddy. Sam Shepard, thanks for hopping on. My buddy Jeff Emberson, Ed Camp, Lisa, thanks for tuning in. John, what is up? John Lennon. I always love that name. It's such a great name, John Lennon. Anyway, 2 behaviors that people who achieve everything they're going for in life exhibit. And if you don't have these 2, perhaps start working on them. The first, and don't tune out when you hear me say this, the first behavior is the ability to sell. Yes, the ability to sell. I know there are plenty of people that just do not like that idea right off the bat. And you may not even be in sales, so you feel. I will submit to you that all of life is selling. All of life is selling. What's that on the window? Those are all wine bottles from all around the world. And look, they go, I'll show you. I move my monitor here. Look, they go all the way down. It doesn't stop. They go all the way down the windowsill, and those are my wines from all around the world. I get free wine from all around the world. Isn't that cool? I can tell you how to do that. Sell the stuff on the back, on my back shelf, right? Actually, I do. I have a wine I couldn't even say the word. How do you like that? I have a wine distribution business, and I can get you wines from all around the world that are super delicious, and I can even tell you how to get them for free, which is pretty amazing. I get my wine for free. That's the best kind of wine, right? Actually, I make money now on my little wine distribution business, which is really cool. And that's, How do you get free wine? Well, there's another question. How do some people get everything they want in life, right? Well, the first thing is learning to sell. And you are always selling. I don't care if you have a sales job or not. I don't care if you work in HR or you work in accounting. As my friend Jeff says here, always be closing. Because you know what? You are always selling. If you're a parent, you're selling your ideology, your belief to your children, right? You are convincing them that your way to live life is the best way. If you are in accounting or at a job and you're applying for a promotion, you are selling your boss on your value as an employee. You are always, always, always selling. And so why not study the craft of sales? Why not? I tell you, look at any person who is tremendously wealthy, any person who has gotten to be in life where you would like to be. I promise you, examine their life and you will learn that they have the skill of sales. They have the gift of gab, whatever you want to call it, but they have the capacity to convince. They have the ability to persuade. And that's all sales is, the ability to persuade, right? Ruth said, I'll bring you one bottle original from Argentina for free. Ooh, I love that idea. Have you booked a spot on the show yet? Argentina is probably, yeah, I would say probably the country. It's going to be close. I've got a couple others that would be neck and neck, but I would say it is certainly top 3 all-time favorite countries for wine. Argentinian Malbecs have just rose to the top for me. I love it. So Chile, yeah, right there with it. That was one of the 2 countries that immediately came to mind. You know what is a big surpriser, as a side note here, guys, is Australia. Southeastern Australia, man, I have had some phenomenal Chardonnays. Spain, yeah, as Sarah said, Spain, I've had some really good Spanish wine. In fact, Calice de Luz, right here. I don't know if you can see it, Sarah. Let's see, right here. Calice de Luz from Spain. My camera's not focusing well. Anyway, this was an Arain grape, and it was delicious. It is delicious wine. Orgoglio, I don't know if I'm saying that correct. Orgoglio, also a delicious wine, and this was actually an Italian wine. Bambino Bianco. See, Sarah, you're going to have to help me with all those wines. What is going on, John? Anyway, I love wine. I love wine. You should check out Chicken Dinner Road, Idaho Red. Represent. Yeah, yeah. Hey, there's some great American wines, and there's some great, one thing I love about the wine club that I'm in, and I didn't mean to go all off on the wine thing, but I love getting wines that you won't find on the shelf at the store, that type of thing. And I love getting wines just from all over the place. And so kind of discovering the Malbecs from Mendoza have been amazing. Some of the Chardonnays from southeastern Australia, those have been amazing. The Arain that I just showed from Spain, and the Orgoglio, the Bambino Bianco. I can't even say it because I have like not a lick of Spanish in me. But those are, I just love getting wines from all over the world. It's really, really, really cool. William Lloyd, what's going on, man? So, yeah, absolutely. And if you guys would want to be introduced to an amazing wine club, let me know on the side. We'll definitely talk about it. That was not the point of the video at all. But hey, always be selling, always be closing, as my friend Jeff pointed out earlier, right? So I have a phenomenal wine club. If you want to get hooked up with it, I'm happy to hook you up. But the first step, the first reason why those individuals out there who get everything they want in life, the first reason is that they know how to persuade, to convince, to sell. It's not a bad word, right? Don't get turned off by being a salesman. It's the crappy salesman that annoys the hell out of everybody. The good salesman is amazing, right? The easiest salesperson is a good salesperson who runs into another good salesperson. Because when you see that person really exercising the craft like a professional, it's a beautiful thing to watch. Right? It's an art. And it's a science. It's something that you interact with other human beings. So there's always going to be this art to it. But there are methodologies that you can learn to make you better in sales. If you've never trained in sales, I promise you, go out there. There's a million courses. There's a million things that you can study to get better at it. And that's going to be a big step towards you increasing your income in life. I promise you that'll be worthwhile. The second one is both easy and difficult. And I will tell you this. What's the proposer? The wine no wine show. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. What's the proposer? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Help me out on that one, Sarah. I apologize. So yeah, we do have wines on the Wine No Wine show, that's for sure, and we get them from all over the place each week. Anyway, the second thing I said is both easy and difficult. I want to tell you just a quick story. When I was first getting my insurance license, my life insurance license, you have to get fingerprinted, right? After I passed the test and everything, you have to go get fingerprinted and have a photo done and all this kind of stuff. It's like a state thing, they register you with it. So, no problem. I look online. There's a bunch of facilities around Houston. There's one near me. It's like 15 minutes from my house, not too bad. I called them up. They're booked solid. They're booked solid for 3 weeks. And I'm like, good Lord, is there such a demand for fingerprinting that you guys don't have an appointment for 3 weeks? That's crazy to me, right? And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll call another facility, right? And so I checked a facility after facility after facility, only to find out that they were all booked solid for 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm not going to wait 3 weeks to get my insurance license and get this going. I was ready to move, right? So I got on the phone. I called the overall departments kind of thing, only to find out why. It was school season was getting ready to kick in, and all of HISD was getting licensed. All the teachers, all the employees of Houston Independent School District were getting their, going back to school, and part of that process was that they had to also be fingerprinted and ID'd, and consequently, all these locations were booked solid for 3 weeks. So I asked the gal on the phone, I said, what is the nearest location anywhere in Texas that I can get an appointment to get my fingerprinting done today or tomorrow? I'm in Houston. She said, in Bryan College Station, we have an appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. I said, book it. I got in my car and I drove from Houston all the way to Bryan College Station just to get fingerprints done and have my photo taken for my life insurance license. Now, I could have waited 3 weeks to get that done, and then the time it takes after that, before I got rolling, overall I would have been delayed, that 3 weeks. My point in telling that story is you have to have a tenacity in life, right? If you want to get where other people are unwilling to go, I will tell you that the number one reason why, above the ability to sell, above everything else, above having a good product, above having a good business, above having opportunities, all this stuff, I will tell you, the number one thing that keeps most people from success in life is tenacity. The willingness to work harder than the next guy or the next gal, right? When the folks on the phone told me that there were no open spots for 3 weeks, my opinion was that's not acceptable. That's not an acceptable outcome. Where in Texas, right? At least I wanted to start in Texas. I might have driven to Louisiana. Where in Texas could I get this taken care of immediately? I don't want to wait 3 weeks. I don't want to hold my career back 3 weeks. Some people might have just said, you know what, I'll wait the 3 weeks and I'll hold my career back. Well, you know what? I beat those people by 3 weeks. That was my attitude, right? I wanted to write a best-selling book. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see. All right. There we go. There and there. There's my certificate from Amazon. Top 10 bestsellers, direct marketing for my book Out Front. Back in 2012, right? I wanted to write a book. I decided to write a book. I did it. I wrote it. It became a bestseller. Why? Because I worked my butt off to market it, to promote it, to use my email list, to use social media, and we sold a lot of those books right out of the chute and donated a lot of the money, actually all of my money that I made, to charity. But the point is that you've got to have a tenacity in life, right? You've got to have a willingness to fight, to do more, to be more than the guy next to you, because everybody likes the idea of success. Everybody loves the idea, the end product of success. Everybody looks at the business owner after they have the nice car and all these sort of things, and that's when they say, it would be nice to be in business. It would not be nice to be a successful entrepreneur. Who doesn't like that part, right? The part that nobody likes is, when I was driving around in Houston, Texas heat in a 20-year-old Toyota Camry with no AC, wearing this same kind of outfit, trying to go build business, right? Nobody likes that part. Nobody wants to sign up for that part. But that's what it takes. You have to be willing to be tenacious and to fight more than the guy next to you. Otherwise, you will remain where you are. And if you're happy being where you are, that's great. I'm just saying, for those who look and see that they can be at a better place, right? These are just two little behaviors, and they're easy. They are. Let me put it this way. Rephrase that. They're simple, not easy, right? Learning to be a good salesperson is simple. It's not easy. Learning to be tenacious, to work hard, to have a work ethic that exceeds those around you is simple. It's not easy, right? Simple is the effort, the work tenacity you had to put into it. Easy is a measure of ease or difficulty. It's simple, not easy. If that makes sense. Yes. Bree said tenacity. Yes. And Sarah said, I think the same. I think I am the same. Yes. It's at the end of the day, guys, it is a simple concept, but if you aren't willing to get up earlier, go to bed later, put in the hours, that sort of thing. I'll give you an example. I woke up April 6th at 2:30 in the morning, and I had this idea. I think it was a God thing. I think God smacked me in the head and said, get up, we got work to do. But I had been puzzling on where our nation is right now. And, the issue we're facing as a nation, I feel like we're more divided now than we have been in a very long time. And, examining that problem and just kind of dwelling on it and thinking about it, I got to the point where I was like, I think it really stems from one central thing. I mean, there's a lot of little nuances to it, but at the end of the day, we have lost the ability to sit down together and simply disagree, and to reasonably and rationally talk through, why we disagree without trying to kill each other. I mean, I call it the zero to Nazi effect. You hear me talk about this on the show, the Wine No Wine show. That's, I say it's the length of time in any given disagreement, especially in social media, to go from 0 to you're a Nazi, I will now punch you in the face and go outside and set fire to your car or something, right? It's just this out of control hyper emotionalism where you can't even discuss any kind of subject without people flipping out on you. I think that is the most serious problem facing America today. And that's a pretty bold statement. I've actually thought about it quite a bit. And the reason why I say that is this. It doesn't matter what the issue is that we're talking about. It doesn't matter how serious the issue is. If we can't even sit down at the table with the opposing view and have a rational discussion, how are we ever going to solve it, right? It doesn't matter whether that's gay rights. It doesn't matter whether that's illegal immigration, abortion, big topics, small topics, our education system. It doesn't matter what it is. If we can't sit down with each other and communicate, how do we solve that problem? So I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, April 6th, and I said, I have this idea to start a show and bring people on from all different walks of life, stick some wine in their hand, and let's just start having conversation. And let's show people that it can be done, right? My goal is just to fix America. Is that a small goal? You've got to be a little bit crazy sometimes too as an entrepreneur, right? And the really crazy part is I didn't even have any idea how I was going to make money doing it. I just felt like it was a problem that needed to be solved. And I came to work that day. I posted about it on social media that I had this idea. Right off the bat, tons of people were responding. I said, I'm on to something here, and off we go. And I'm not saying any of this to toot my horn or anything by any means. It's not the point. The point is having a tenacity to do it. And now each week, I could be sitting at home on a Saturday and enjoying fam time and just chilling out and that sort of thing. But I get up every Saturday morning after the show's over, and I come up to my office and I spend about 6 hours working on post-show stuff. Just work that has to be done every week, week in and week out. Whether I like to or not, I've got to get it done if I want the show to be successful. I've got to have a tenacity to see it through, right? To work to make my show excellent, better than the next guy, because there's a million people out there that pick up the phone and start doing live broadcast. Heck, I'm doing it right now, right? But I want mine to be better. I want it to be better than the next person so that mine rises to the top. And with the social media model, I call it the Facebook model, where you attract eyeballs, and the more you attract eyeballs, the more money is interested in being a part of what you're doing. Well, we've broken 150,000 views now on the show. It's not even a year old. We're getting 4,000 to 5,000 views a show. I mean, it's really starting to take off. But it's not luck. It's hard work. Hard work. And you have to have that tenacious spirit to work harder than the guy next to you. Otherwise, I promise you, you'll be in the same place for the rest of your life, right? So 2 things that you can do to get where you want to be in life. 1, learn how to sell. Take your time to absorb the basics of good salesmanship. And there's tons of courses you can take, tons. I've taken tons, from inexpensive to very expensive. I've seen them all ranging, right? And I don't claim to be a master salesperson. I talk a lot, and I don't have a problem talking. And I genuinely want to help people. And so, somewhere in there is the ability to, listen to a person, hear what their needs are, solve a problem, and in that process, you make money, right? That's kind of sales. And so, learn the skills of sales. And then the second part is do what others aren't willing to do. Work hard, right? Work hard and work smart, but work hard. Be tenacious, right? Be unrelenting. When a stumbling block is thrown in your way, keep at it and work at it from different angles. If the state says, hey, we don't have any appointments for 3 weeks in Houston, ask them where the nearest place is that you can go get licensed. Bryan College Station, no problem. I frickin' jump in the car, drive 3 hours. I'm going to get my license. I'm working the whole time I'm on the phone, got my notepad. I'm taking notes of stuff that I need to get done. I'd accomplished as much on the road that day as if I had sat here in my office and I got my license taken care of then. And I was able to sell 3 weeks faster than anybody else in Houston. I had a 3-week advantage over anybody else that was also trying to get licensed at that time, because I was willing to work harder and do what the guy next to me wasn't willing to do. You've got to have that kind of tenacity in life, that kind of willingness to fight, to do more, to be more than what you were prior. I had a conversation with somebody that actually hopped on my feed here earlier about it really was about racism, but it was about believing that you're superior to somebody else. I don't need to measure myself against anybody else. I only need to measure myself against me, right? And am I improving? Am I getting better? Am I more today than I was yesterday? As soon as I start measuring myself against other people, one of two sins will take place: envy or pride. Right? Either I look at someone and I measure where they're at in life and I say, oh, if only I could be there and have what they have, the opportunity for envy to creep in. And if I look at somebody else and I say, oh, I am better than them and I have achieved more than them, then the opportunity for pride creeps in. So there's never a need to measure myself against somebody else. I measure myself against myself. Am I improving? Am I better? Am I doing more? Am I being more than I was yesterday? And so that's the beautiful thing about being human. To wrap it up and finish out for the day here is that if you don't look at yourself as a good salesperson, you're still got air in your lungs today. You're not promised tomorrow, but you can get started today. You can start working on improving your sales skills, right? If you say, Joe, man, I'm really, I haven't been that much of a hard worker. I kind of tend to be lazy, if I'm really being honest with myself. I like sleeping in, that sort of thing. Good thing is you're still alive. You still have air in your lungs, and you can start today. You can say, I'll get up 10 minutes earlier, and I'll use that 10 minutes to improve myself, whether that's through the reading of a book, studying something. I'll unplug the TV 10 minutes earlier at night. Start with a reasonable goal. Even your mind, the way your mind works, you have to have in your mind the reaction, yeah, I can do that. I can do that, right? And if you don't immediately have that reaction to the idea, then you're not going to do it, right? Everybody knows in order to lose weight, you need to exercise and eat right. Everybody knows that. But if you say, Joe, I need to lose 300 pounds and I'm going to start tomorrow, you're not going to do it. Your mind is it's overwhelming. But if you said, Joe, I'm going to start tomorrow and I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to walk to the end of the driveway and back, chances are you might do that. If your reaction is, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. That's totally doable. Chances are much better that you're going to do it. So start today. Work on those two things. I promise you they will have a big impact in your financial future, your financial wealth and health, and be a lot more towards getting you where you want to be in life. Learn to sell, to persuade, to convince. For those people who don't like the word sell, you can learn to be a better convincer, learn to be a better persuader. And for the second step, start working on your work ethic, your tenacity, your willingness to fight and to stick with it and outlast the other guy. Will Smith said there was one reason that led to his success. He outworked everybody. When his friends were out at clubs, he was at home in his little apartment memorizing lines to scripts for roles that he didn't even get, but just honing his craft and willing to work harder than anybody else. Be that person, and I promise you, you'll be on your way to getting everything you want in life. And if you're interested in wine, let me know. I'll hook you up. Happy to take care of you on that. And if you haven't taken care of your financial health at home, life insurance, financial services, that sort of thing, I'll be your guy. There's nobody that can beat me. I've never seen yet a better offering on an apples to apples comparison price-wise for life insurance or financial services. So look me up and I'll take care of you on that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you got some value out of this, and I will see you again sometime this week. I'm going to do at least 2 of these videos a week. So much love. See y'all later, and hopefully you'll tune into the Wine No Wine Show. I'll catch you live on Thursday 7 p.m., Friday at 5 p.m. Talk to y'all later.